Your ex wasn't T-stupid. They were just weaponized. They weren't T-dumb. They just mastered weaponized incompetence. This is the art of performing a task so poorly, or feigning total inability, that you immediately take it back forever. They dump the duty without ever asking. It is efficiency for the lazy. You ask them to renew the insurance. They click random buttons, call the wrong number, and then say flat out, I tried, but I just messed it up. Maybe you do it. You read better at this stuff, honestly. Or you give them a simple chore, like doing the dishes, and they leave a grease slick and 3 dirty spoons. When you point it out, the response is always the same. Oops, I'll just mess it up. I am useless at this kind of thing. I am. They don't try to improve. They use their incompetence as a shield, a permanent opt-out card. Why does this land? Because you are wired for competence. You see a problem, you fix it. They exploit your relief when you take back control, even though it costs you time and energy. You exhaust yourself carrying their full weight, while they chill, having successfully convinced you that their effort would cost time you more in the long run. Marker phrases, I don't know how. You do it better. I'll just mess it up again. It's too complicated for me. This is just the warm-up. Wait until they start erasing who you are. Identity erosion is the slow, burn psychological acid that dissolves your core. It is not one big fight. It is 1,000 tiny cuts on your personality until you re completely dependent on them for validation. They don't to attack your identity directly. They critique the foot towards it that make you resilient. You love painting. That is not really you. It's a bit childish, your friends. They refine, but they bring out the worst in you. You've changed since you met them, your beliefs. You are too smart for that naive garbage. Over 6 months, they replace your interest with theirs, your friends with isolation, and your confidence with self-doubt. You stop wearing the clothes they hate. You skip the hobbies they mock. You look in the mirror and realize the person staring back is a muted, compliant version of who you were. Why? Because a strong identity is a boundary. If they can make you doubt who you are, they can mold you into the perfect partner, one who needs them to define their reality. The victim becomes a blank slate, terrified of their own internal compass, and constantly seeking external approval. Marker phrases, that is not really you. You've changed. The real you wouldn't be interested in that. I am just looking out for you. You look better when you listen to me. Once they own your identity, they can vanish without consequence. Watch this. This is ghosting. It's the disappearing act. A calculated, temporary vanishing designed to maximize anxiety and gratitude. They go completely silent. No text back for 3 days. Calls go straight to voicemail. You spiral. You run through every scenario, accident, cheating, breaking up. Your nervous system is fried. Then 72 hours later, they ping you back with a casual text. Sorry, was busy. What? Up's up. No explanation. No apology. When you try to demand an answer, they pivot hard. I needed time to myself. Why are you being so clingy? I have my own life. They frame your legitimate concern as an unreasonable demand. Why does this work? The relief of their return is so intense, it overrides the anger from their absence. The anxiety of the silence creates an addictive cycle. You re so grateful they re back that you don't push for accountability. You re just happy the stress is gone. It trains you to accept their distance and cherish their presence, all while instilling the underlying fear that they could disappear again at any moment if you rock the boat. Marker phrases, I needed time. Don't be clingy. I have my own life. I was just recharging. It's not a big deal. They make you desperate for the future. They promise. A future they will never deliver. Future faking is the manipulative strategy of dangling a beautiful, perfect future in front of you. A future that is never meant to materialize. It's pure, distilled potential used as a control mechanism. When you challenge their current behavior or the relationship hits a wall, they don't fix the present. They sell you the future. Things are tough now, but when we move to California next year, everything will change. As soon as I get that promotion, we get married and you can quit your job. These are not goals. They are retention hooks. The promises are grand and specific, but they always come with an invisible, but not now, clause. Every obstacle is blamed on external forces, never their lack of commitment. Why do you stay? Because you reinvesting in the idea die of them. Not the reality, you tolerate the current abuse or neglect because you re-emotionally locked into the flawless future they V-painted. You are waiting for the person they promised to become, but tomorrow never comes. The moment you press them for specifics, the plan gets postponed. Marker phrases. When we get married, things will change soon. Next month for sure. Bear with me. It is just temporary. Next, we look at how they systematically delete your red lines. Your manipulator views your boundaries like a security system they need to hack. Boundary testing is the process of gradually pushing limits to see what they can get away with, knowing that big violations trigger alarms, but small ones are usually categorized as not worth the fight. It starts small, showing up 30 minutes late, checking your phone, just once, making a joke about a sensitive topic. When you react, they minimize it. It is not a big deal. Don't be so uptight. They learn that if you accept the small transgression, the next one can be slightly larger. If they borrow money and don't pay it back, they test if they can ask for more. If they insult your friend once, they test if they can do it again. The erosion is so slow. You don't realize your entire fence line is gone until you re-standing in an open field, completely exposed. They've normalized the disrespect until you genuinely believe your feelings are the problem. Marker phrases, it's not a big deal. Don't be so uptight, you overreacting. Why are you making this difficult? That S just who I am. And once you can express your legitimate anger, they've won the emotional war. Toxic positivity is weaponized cheerfulness, used to invalidate negative emotions and silence legitimate concerns. When you are genuinely upset about something they did, or something deeply stressful in your life, they don't offer comfort or solutions. They offer shaming platitudes. You try to discuss how hurt you are, and they cut you off. Just be positive. Everything happens for a reason. You are bringing everyone down with that energy. This is T about being optimistic. It's about control. They need you to suppress any feeling that might destabilize their narrative, especially anger towards them. If you can be sad, you can more in the relationship. If you can be angry, you can hold them accountable. The mechanism is simple. They make you feel guilty for having normal human reactions. Victims internalize the message that their pain is a personal failure or a flaw in their attitude. They learn to smile through the trauma, ensuring the manipulator never has to deal with the messy consequences of their actions. Marker phrases, just be positive, good vibes only. You are bringing everyone down. Look on the bright side. Stop focusing on the negative. They want you quiet, compliant, and happy for their benefit only. You watched this because you recognized at least one of these tactics. That pit in your stomach. That S not anxiety. It S recognition. They didn't discard you because you were worthless. They discarded you because you were starting to see the strings. Manipulation is fundamentally predicated on your goodwill and your willingness to believe their potential over their reality. They rely on you dismissing these red flags as quirks or stress. Stop being charitable with bad behavior. Stop giving them the benefit of the doubt when the doubt is the only honest thing left. The truth is, they knew exactly what they were doing, and your confusion was their greatest asset. Now you know the scripts. Now you know the mechanisms. The challenge is in T to fix them. That is their job. The challenge is to audit every relationship in your life, right now, and locate the person who makes you feel perpetually exhausted, perpetually confused, and fundamentally less like yourself. You've already won the fight. The real battle is moving your feet. If this felt too familiar, click the like button, then go check your boundaries. Now,